What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of HBO new series, The Franchise. Let's rock this. Oh my god, this new comedy series from HBO is fucking hilarious! Pardon my French, but I'm just gonna say it like it is. The whole time I was watching all these 8 episodes, thanks to HBO by the way, I couldn't stop laughing at how self-absorbed all these characters are. And the sarcasms and the punchlines just keep coming at you at 100 miles an hour. This show is outrageously funny. Now, there is a way to best describe the franchise. It's kind of like Veep meets Curb Your Enthusiasm, meets Ricky Gervais's old show Extras, meets Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, don't get it wrong. The franchise is not spoofing superhero movies. It's actually making fun of the behind-the-scenes productions of those superhero movies. And it mocks them mercilessly and relentlessly like 1,000 jabs to the face. And the dialogues are so razor-sharp witty and quick on their toes, it really does feel as if the writers had Larry David and Ricky Gervais in the back of their minds the entire time. Look, whether or not you are a fan of the superhero movie genre, I'm telling you, none of us will be too thin-skinned to admit that, yeah, some of the things that this show points out are indeed worth laughing about. Created by John Brown and directed by Sam Mendes and executive produced by Sam Mendes and Pippa Harris, in the franchise, a hopeful crew finds themselves trapped inside the dysfunctional, nonsensical, joyous hellscape of franchise superhero movie making. Starring Himesh Patel, Aya Cash, Jessica Hines, Billy Magnuson, Richard E. Grant, and Daniel Bruhl. Wow! Even Oscar-winning director Sam Mendes is involved with this project. Goes to show you that Martin Scorsese is not the only one who thinks that MCU movies are just theme park movies. I bet you Sam was just itching to share his thoughts on the MCU, but through this show, instead of meme rhetorics. To me, there's nothing funnier than a group of people who take things way too seriously. And those are basically the people you'll see on the franchise. Even Himesh's character, the first AD Daniel, he's supposed to be the calm eye at the center of the storm, the glue that holds this chaos together. Even he has his moments of, I've had it up to here with your bullshit, which is just amusing to watch. Oscar nominee Richard E. Grant probably cracks me up the most as the snobby, stuck-up thespian who thinks he's above everybody else. But what's more interesting is that Daniel Bruhl and Aya Cash were previously part of the superhero adaptation genre. Daniel, as you know, played Helmut Zemo in the MCU, and Aya was Stormfront on The Boys Season 2. And so I'm sure those two actors finding themselves on this show feels like a meta parallel universe thing. Obviously, these are heightened situations or heightened scenarios, if you will. I'm sure the behind-the-scenes production sets of MCU movies and DC movies are not run quite like the depiction on this show. But come on! They do get unintentionally silly, especially when you're dealing with glowy objects and other items that are added in via VFX in post-production. So that's the kind of stuff that the franchise hammers in on repeatedly and in the quirkiest way possible. Speaking of VFX, there's even a joke at the expense of how Marvel Studios underpays and treats their VFX people like trash. I mean, the franchise just doesn't miss. But my favorite episode is actually the one where Catherine Waterston shows up, because the way that that episode tackles the issue of toxic fandom and the effect that it has on the actors is painfully spot on. The character dynamics are also very well developed and irresistible. It pokes fun of the fact that these big studio movies have too many chefs in the kitchen, too many voices pulling in from different directions, demanding this, demanding that, from the sexist executive to the unprincipled producer to the ass-kissing assistants. Every last one of these characters and how they interact with one another makes the franchise one of the most hysterical workplace comedies around. So yeah, overall I give the franchise the rating of 4 out of 5. It is so goddamn funny. It can make the most loyal comic book superhero movie defender chuckle. This show's sense of humor is unmatched.